In this video tutorial, we're going to learn how to create the dispersion effect in Photoshop. The result is going to end up looking a little something like this, where you or a classmate are sort of disintegrating into thin air, and this technique is pretty popular. We're going to be using it for a little bit of athletic marketing for our school. So here's an example of Vilma. When we look in our layers palette, I can see that we've got a few layers, including layer masks. Layer masks play a pretty important role in this product, but how do we start? Well, you're going to need to select yourself or maybe open a PNG file that you previously extracted. Then I'm going to go to File New, and I'm going to create a blank. And what I like to do is just use the preset US paper because the resolution is high. It's 300, it's 8.5 by 11 inches, which should be more than enough space. And it is. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to press C, and I'm going to actually crop out a little bit. You could always do this later on. And let's zoom in. All right, so when we're looking at this, what's our first step? Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to press Command J. So now I've got two layers. Beautiful. On the first layer, I'm going to add a layer mask, and it's white. That's great. Now on the second layer, layer 1 copy, I'm going to actually liquefy. To do that, we press Command Shift X. Beautiful. And I'm going to use just the forward warp tool, although you can sort of experiment with this depending on your image. And you're going to want to sort of stretch out your individual either to the right or the left or whatever direction you want. And this project works best when they're wearing like a sort of a nice vibrant color, like my man Baihao is. Okay, so we're going to now need to add another layer mask. I'm going to left click, but nothing's changed. What we need to do now is make sure that we're sort of selecting this white box right there, the layer mask and the layer. Press Command I, and that inverts the color from white to black. So we no longer see it, but it's still there, and that's reflected in the thumbnail. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click down a layer. I'm going to click on that white box right beneath it, and I'm going to press X, and that swaps out the white and the black from foreground to background. So we've got black in front. This is beautiful. I'm going to press B, and just to illustrate how this works, I'm going to start poking some holes. Beautiful. So it looks like Baihao is disintegrating, and I'm going to actually click on this black layer mask thumbnail above it. I'm going to press X, and now what I'm going to do is I'm painting white, right? And now when I'm painting white, I can see that all of a sudden we've got these sorts of shards of him all over the place. And when I click and drag, I can see there, of course, is the image. Now, I'm not entirely in love with this, right? Like the brush itself isn't tremendous. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Brush Easy. And if you go to brusheasy.com/brushes, you can find some cool brushes, including Splatter. And there's lots of really fun ones here. You're going to want to make sure that it's compatible with your version of Photoshop. And so what I'm going to do right now is check this out, guys. I'm going to actually press B, right click. I'm going to enhance the size, and I want to undo what I've already done. So I'm just painting black on the black layer mask, and now I'm going to actually press X, and I'm going to be pressing white on this white layer mask, because we're going to bust out a few cool new brushes, and they might look a little something like this. So here we've got a cool example, right? I'm going to press B for the brushes, and I'm going to click on this little cog, or you might have like a little black arrow that's going to open up all these presets, and I'm going to load brushes, and I've got this really cool one right here. So I'm going to add it in. I'm going to jump to the bottom, and I like that right there. Okay, cool. So if I click, I'm not going to see anything because it's white on the white layer mask. So what I'm going to need to do is flip it so it's black. And now all of a sudden, that looks really cool. To enhance the quality of this though, I'm going to click on Window, and then I'm going to click on Brush, and I'm going to keep this window right here. So what we can do is we can sort of adjust the size and the sort of direction of the brush, and we want to sort of eliminate as many patterns, or like prevent as many patterns as possible. We want this to look totally random and scattered. See, already I'm seeing some pattern right there, right? I use the same brush twice. So one thing I could do maybe is increase the size and adjust the roundness, and that looks a little bit different. Cool. And so you're gonna have a lot of fun mixing and matching these brushes. Okay, great. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to the layer above. I'm gonna swap out the black for white by pressing X, And so now I'm going to go like this. Let's see, that's actually, oh, let's see what happens. That's kind of cool. I'm going to right click, enhance the size. So ladies and gentlemen, there are lots of cool brushes. If you wanted to use, for example, this, I don't know, this leaf brush, you're more than welcome to do it. You could actually adjust the spacing, and maybe that looks a little cool. So you can experiment with all the different brushes. I strongly urge you to check out the brushes that are available on Brusheezy. This is clearly going to take a little bit of finesse, a little bit of artistic critical thinking skills to produce something that you think looks really cool. I'm going to go back, I'm going to work on this, and I can't wait to see your work as you produce something using the dispersion effect.